Hey guys, here working on a 2007 Jeep Commander. I started to do the brakes and the rotors and just wanted to go over a quick thing with you here. This is the old rotor. Take a look, that's pretty bad. I've seen worse, it's not horrible. But the rotor goes over the hub here. This is going to be the brake caliper. This is going to be the bracket, the caliper bracket. That's going to hold the brake pad. Brake pad slides into these little notches here. So this is going to go on your rotor. Just to give you a visual, it's going to go on your rotor. I'm sorry. Just like that. Okay, so picture the rotor on there. And then we got the actual caliper itself. You can see inside it's pretty bad, and the other side is even worse. There's even a bigger chunk missing on the other side. So I'm just gonna get all new parts for my Jeep, and this is actually my first rodeo with a Jeep. I have worked on cars before, but this is my baby, and I wanted to fix her up, make sure she's good for running. But just to give you guys pointers, the first bracket, the first bolt, I'm sorry, that you are going to remove, it's going to be here, and as you can see, it actually snapped on me. Not a big deal because I'm just going to go ahead and replace this whole bracket, but this is the pin. You see the oil in there? This is the pin that compresses the brake pad. Always make sure, if you're going to keep the bracket and the caliper, that's what you want to look for, is this. Make sure this boot's good, make sure it's compressing properly, there's enough lubricant in there, and again, just check for any damage in the caliper. That looks enough for me to replace it. I'm not even going to chance driving around anymore with that if I'm going to be replacing rotors and brakes. But this is going to be a 14 mil, the one that snapped off on me. This is going to be a 14 mil, and then this here, that's what this lines up with on the caliper. That's going to be a 22 mil. And what I used was the ratchet to break it loose, and then because it snapped on me on this side, it was on there pretty tight, so I went ahead and got it out the rest of the way with the 22 mil on the little battery powered handgun there. So that's what I'm gonna do for this. Now I know the hub looks pretty bad. I'm actually still gonna clean this up. I'm just losing daylight here. I'm gonna clean this up. It doesn't seem to be leaking or making any noises on the highway, so I'm pretty confident that this is holding up okay, as horrible as it does look. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up though, because this can still cause squeaking or any kind of, you know, pretty much rust noise. Anywhere there's gonna be rust, the metal is not gonna ride so smoothly together. So while I'm under here, I'm also going to replace my struts. I have the spring around my struts here, and might as well put 2 in 1 for the video for you guys. If you go ahead and do your struts on this car, on this truck, you're going to take this bolt off first. You're going to get this out of the way. It's kind of just going to still sit there because it is attached. So you're just going to kind of move that out of the way the best that you can. And you're going to come down and you're going to remove this bolt first down here. You're going to come up, remove this bolt, and then you're going to go on the upper side of the Jeep to get to the rest. But you see there's a bolt there, a bolt to the right, and then I believe there's another one in the back. You're going to remove the outer bolts first, and you're going to then remove, there's a center bolt that's going to be sitting very visible on the other side, and you're going to take that out last, and that's going to allow you to remove this whole assembly out. And the same way, when you go to put it back in, you're gonna do the center bolt first, outer, come down and work your way down, so on. But I haven't got the parts for that yet. I figured I would get under here while I'm doing the brakes and rotors and see what else I need, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do the struts and also this sway link and bar. So this is gonna be the sway bar. It's gonna come down. Here's a link, and here's a link back here. They could be worse. I've seen worse, but I'm going to go ahead and replace these while I'm under here and just reinforce everything, just make it all brand new. A lot of people I know can't afford that, so yes, it is going to be rather pricey, but You know, I've been saving to fix this up, so that's my project for now. And if you guys wanted to show you guys real quick also the old brake pads, which are going to be here, and then these are going to be the new brake pads. You can see the difference, like, yeah, you can really see the difference. So these are going to be the new ones. However, always check your box. If you get Duralast, the gold box, let me show you guys. If you get Duralast, the gold box, this is supposed to come with all the brake, I'm sorry, let me get to it. They replace the hardware, all the brake hardware, and this box did not. So I always recommend checking. Always check your boxes before you leave the store, because now I have to go back and get all this hardware. These are going to be the brake clips, the bolts. Actually, this is the one that snapped on me on the one side. And just make sure you replace all the hardware. I mean, it's even in the little booklet they give you how to check your rotors and everything. So really pretty simple. I mean, this is my first time working on a Jeep and doing the brakes and all that, so I mean, it really wasn't that much of a pain, except for just breaking everything loose, because God only knows who did this before me. But yeah, so, and again, this is, don't think I went over this last tidbit, this is just a spacer. These look okay, they're discolored, but they're in pretty okay shape. And what they do is they just slide onto here, and then the rotor will go on after that. Just be careful when you're trying to break the rotor loose. I mean, it took a sledgehammer, I'm not going to lie, it took a sledgehammer for the other side to get the rotor to break free. So just always be careful when you're trying to break that free. Watch for this plastic piece. Try to make sure that this plastic spacer is kind of loosened up before you just go hammering away. But yeah, it took a sledgehammer. This side wasn't so bad, but the other side did not want to break free. So I'm going to probably make another video when I get all the parts that I need. That's going to be the rest of the hardware for the brakes. I'm going to get new struts, and then I'm going to do the sway bar and the sway links. So I'll make another video for you guys when I put everything back together. I'll do it step by step, try to make it a little more easier for people that need to see hands-on, step by step, how to take stuff off. All I did was I watched a couple videos myself, and I couldn't find my specific Jeep except for like one video, and it really wasn't that great. I mean, it did help, don't get me wrong, but I mean, this was pretty simple to do on your own, and I'm not that experienced, so if I could do it, you could definitely do it if you're willing to get your hands dirty. Alright, so if you guys have any comments or questions or any constructive criticism, I'm always open for that. Please feel free to drop a comment below, like the video, share it, and yeah, I'd love to see if anybody has any tips for me out in the Jeep world. Thanks guys, see ya.